Today, 23rd of April, it's my traditional marriage. I'm getting married to the love of my life. Feeling excited about it, and marriage is a sweet thing actually. And the man I'm getting married to, the love of my life. Caring and understanding. I love the way he treats me. Like, he takes all my excesses. I'm a handful. People that knows me can be very troublesome, annoying at the same time. But I'm very thankful that he appreciates me, and I pray the good Lord bless our marriage, our union, that we filled with love and understanding, and we live to grow old together with our children, and we live to see our children.
Today we're going to be talking about how we can achieve this video that you just saw at the beginning of this tutorial. Okay, today is all about making wedding videos. Okay, and for record, this is actually a traditional wedding video here in Nigeria. So if you're shooting white, it works the same. Okay, so before we even dive into the editing part, we have to start because to get a good video, it starts from the shooting. Okay, and one of the difficulties that some people face in making wedding videos is the fact that it's not planned. Okay, you don't have the time to retake shots that you didn't get well. You don't have time to rearrange and arrange your light to suit you very well. Okay, it all boils down to how fast you are now, how creative you are on the go. So for you to be able to achieve good video, even amidst all these challenges, you have to plan out the shots that you want to take before even attending the wedding. Okay, and you have to be at the event center on time. The earlier you go, the better. At least you have time to survey the environment, know what will work and what wouldn't, know the places you can get a nice and clean video. Plan ahead of time before shooting, so that even the people, the celebrants of the day, they are actually rushing. Yes, they are rushing and they are under pressure. They have so many things to worry about, and not just the video. So they hired you because they want you to head that department. They want you to oversee the videography area. So you don't have any reason that maybe at the end of the day you are telling them that they didn't bring out time for video, they didn't bring out time to pose, you couldn't get this, you couldn't get that. No, that's actually what they paid you for. So having said that, you just have to come as early as possible, then plan everything, and then motivate them, know the shots that you want to take. Even before coming to the event, know exactly what you want to present to them, especially the trailer. Okay, because the trailer have to contain everything in the video, and you have to know the shots you need even before starting shooting. Okay, so for instance, in the sequence you saw, I built up my own story from the clothing down to the makeup, and then when she was done and shooting with the bridal train and all of that, then moving to the main event. Of course, I didn't show the main event because the music I used in editing that part has a copyright, so I don't want to experience any copyright claim on my channel. So that's why I stopped it there. But you can actually implement the same technique all through the end. Okay, so it's a documentary, so you have to attach a story. In fact, the more story your wedding videos contain, the better and more interesting it will be. Okay, and people want to actually see it again, because remember, it's an event and it's just their memory, and for you to be able to capture that memory in an entertaining way, it's actually what makes the video stand out. Okay, so plan your shot, and for the shots, I'll suggest, first of all, from the camera setting, make sure you shoot a very high frame rate. Okay, if the camera shoots 60 frame rates, go 60. If your camera can go up to 60, you might shoot 30 or whatever. Just maximize the frame rate your camera has to offer. And reason because and I suggest you shoot the whole event that way, because maybe when you're cutting your trailer and you don't know the portion that you want to slow down during the edit, and if you don't shoot high frame rate enough, when you slow things down, it starts to jitter and you see that it doesn't give you that smooth slow-mo. So shoot very high frame rate, and then make sure you add movements in your shots. Don't just stand one place and shoot with tripod. Mount your camera on the tripod and keep it standing one place, then move it over to another position, press record, move it to another place, press record. No, you are not inviting people to the video. Okay, so try some basic movement like pushing in and now, like dolly in and dolly out. Even if you don't have, of course you won't come with those things, but doing handheld, you can actually try to incorporate those camera movements, camera technique that you knew earlier into this. Do some sliding, do some panning, do some tilting, just whatever you do, just make sure you are adding movements, because those things are going to help reveal more parts, incorporate more things inside within your frame, which will keep your audience engaged, rather than just delivering a static video to another static video to another static video to another static video. So those little bit of movement will actually create a whole lot of feelings within your video. Okay, then try as much as possible to get, like, if you're not actually shooting a human, just like when I was recording the accessories, try to get longer videos, or if possible, when you have the time, get multiple takes from different angle, because then your head might be filled up, you don't know what will work and what will not work. So try to get as much clip as possible, so that during the editing you wouldn't have to struggle with maybe you're blaming yourself, I didn't get this shot, I didn't get that, I would have done this, I would have done that. So when you have the time, do it. Yes, when you have the time, do it. Get multiple angles from the same clip. Yes, from the same item, get it from multiple angles, do several movements at least, and then try to match movements. Yes, try to shoot with transition in your head. Okay, if you want this clip to move from this one to that one, then actually do the motion, so that when you actually adding the transition, everything will go seamless. Okay, then try to build up a relationship with the couple that you're recording. Okay, this is very important, because there have been a case where the couple are not very comfortable, or the video guy is not very comfortable with the couple. So there are some things that you want to try out with the couple, that relationship that is lacking will be a hindrance. Okay, now you are just shooting as if you're just doing a formal job, but this has to be informal, it has to be relationship based, it have to be deal with some level of intimacy, so that the person will be comfortable enough to actually give you what you want, that will beautify your video. Okay, so we've talked about the shooting part, we talked about everything, talked about choosing the right frame rate, adding motions in our shot. So feel free to try out new things, as you wouldn't know what will work out very, very well for your video. Okay, and then having said that, we'll just quickly move into the edit. And when you get your shots right, the edit process will actually go a whole lot smoother. Okay, so this is the timeline where I edited the clip. Okay, as you can see, there are a whole lot of tiny cuts here, which of course they are the videos that I imported. So you can choose to add transition, you can choose to just leave it and use the basic cut transition. Okay, then if you forgot to add a movement in while shooting, you can actually do that. I did a video about adding movements, yes, in post-production. I will leave a link in the description, and then you can play around with your speed. There are a whole lot of ways to add speed, and by the way, we are using Premiere because that's what I edit with. There are a whole lot of ways to add slow motion to video. You can use your speed duration, and then you can also speed ramp. Okay, if you are new to speed ramp is just it works differently from just going to your time and giving it the percentage that you want it to play. With speed ramp, you can actually speed up and slow down the clip. It just works like you're adding a keyframe. It just works the same way you add keyframes and then animate the whole process. But this one, you just have to add points at the time that you want it to stop. So you want this place to be faster, you increase it, you want it to be slower. I won't go into details trying to explain speed ramp in this video. Okay, I will make entirely dedicated video. Of course, I've incorporated speed ramp in some of my tutorials, but I will make a separate video explaining and talking about the concept of speed ramping. Okay, so you just have to arrange your videos, cut off the parts that you don't want, then choose the catchy moments, and then while cutting, make sure you select the clip accordingly. Yes, you don't want to add a clip from the end part and then add a clip from the beginning, add a clip from the midpoint, add a clip from maybe you have the couple exchanging ring before you have actually shoot the makeup, before actually show the makeup sequence and all of that. So just try to follow it accordingly, okay, as it makes more sense. Yes, even to the brain it makes more sense. It's gives the brain the room to even predict the next shot. Okay, you are inviting people into the story, so after this the next, after the next the next, rather than just jumping around and just choosing random clip and slapping into your timeline. So possibly you can just add up the whole video. If they are not much, you can add the whole clips to your timeline, then delete the ones that you don't want, so that you can actually get that orderly form in the arrangement. Okay, but if you have a whole lot of clip, I suggest you just start from the beginning part where you imported the clip, and then choose the clip one after the other, play it and see the one that works and the one that don't. The one that you don't want to use, you can as well delete, and then add the important ones there. Then add transitions where transitions are needed, and add speed ramp where speed ramps are needed. And once you're done, you are good. And then you don't want to color grade wedding videos heavily. Yes, you don't want to color grade them. You don't want to create a film look like except if that's what you really want. You don't want to go teal and orange. You don't want to go very very hard trying to change color. Just make sure that the skin tones are okay, and then you have your colors popping. Yes, because actually it's wedding, and why not? So once you're done, the last thing to do will be to add your text, yeah, your title. And to add title, you just have to choose the right font for wedding. Yes, and this video I went basic. Yes, I didn't animate the title, I just designed it and kept it there, and then placed it a couple of positions within my timeline that it appears at interval. Okay, but if you want to do something crazier, something more stylish, some will choose more styled fonts, because this one is not actually a white wedding. That's why I went for this particular style. Okay, it's not like the best you can get, it's not the best to do. I'm not saying that it's that okay, but why not? I chose it. So if you also want to use templates, there are a whole lot of templates out there. There are a whole lot of motion graphic templates that you can just import into your workflow and then edit. And once you're done, I think you have your video and you export. So it's that simple. And all these things that I just mentioned here, if you're not familiar, because I assume that you already know all these things, I'm just trying to give you a guideline on how to actually use them in your video, and how to actually use them so that those things will actually work out. And if you are doing some things wrongly before with this video, you will be able to make some corrections then and take your wedding videos to the next level. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe to my channel and then give this video a thumb up and leave your comments. I will want to know how you feel, and ask your questions so that I will know the detailed tutorial I'll be making next for this video. And I'll definitely see you some other time. My name is Johnson W.